All right, Pro Dumpster Diver back at it again. So what do we have today? So I actually want to show you guys a few things here, but this bag, I just got this in today, and it's so beautiful. I haven't even opened it yet. It's still wrapped. It just came in the package there. So I wanted to actually do an unwrapping with you of what this actually looks like when you buy it. So I got this off of eBay. And a lot of you guys are like, dude, unwrap it. Like, yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it, right? For those of you guys who actually do watch this video, just comment silver in the comment section so I know you actually saw it, because I want to make sure that the volume is also good as well. If it's too low, please let me know. If I got to break it up, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to... Fuck, this thing is tight. All right, so here, I'm going to go over what this is here right now. So I want to be careful when cutting this because I don't want to cut into the regular plastic bag itself. If I have to rebag it, it's fine, but I don't have any... Oh, shoot, I broke it. Did I break it? Yeah, I broke it, kind of. Okay. All right, I got to be careful with this because I don't have any blades down here right now, so I got to do this very carefully. So what we're going to do is we're looking at this right now, and this is what we have. It appears to be a lot of silver scrap in here, but the good part, there we go. The good part is these are actually not like the other silver pieces that you find. These are the direct ends of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour them out so you can get a clearer set of what this actually is. I'm going to undo this right now, and I'm going to pour this. This here, this white piece, is filter paper. Okay, so I'm going to pour out 3 pounds of circuit breaker silver contacts onto this filter paper here. Okay, and let's get all that out. All right. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Look, this is amazing. This here is 3 pounds of circuit breaker silver scrap. Now, this is just absolutely amazing right now. I'm going to try to bring everything to the center part of the screen so you can clearly see that. So let's go over this because a lot of you are going to have questions like what part of it is silver, how much money is it. So we're going to go over the 5 things right now. So let's take a piece. Okay, let's take this piece right here. Okay, you have a piece like this. Okay, now what you're looking at is you're going to have the bottom part, which would have been attached to the circuit breaker or whatever piece, and then you're going to have the top part, which would be your silver. That would be silver plated, or that would just be like a half gram or a gram of silver. Now, something like this here, okay, if we decided to actually take this bottom piece, that golden color, we don't need that. That might be brass. Okay, now if you do have brass is actually worth a bit of money. Now this part here that we actually have would be your silver that you want. Now the best way to get rid of that is you're going to have to put it in acid. You're not going to sit there with a blowtorch and try to burn it off right now. That's going to cost too much gas, and it's not going to really work out. Okay, now, man, there's so many pieces in here. Okay, now let's look at a piece like this because this piece is interesting. Now, if you clearly look at it, you're going to have 2 different metals here. If you can see the line right there. Okay, you got the silver on top and you got the regular metal on bottom. To separate that, you are going to have to use acid. Okay, don't sit there and try to burn this off with a propane torch or a Bunsen burner or Burns-O-Matic. Don't do that. Okay, there's so much in here you can do. I saw a gentleman take alligator clips and try to do it, but it didn't work. Now here we have a beautiful piece of silver right now. In fact, there's more silver on this piece of metal than anything else right there. If you can actually see that where it goes. So yeah, this is a beautiful piece right here. There we go. Actually, if you can clearly look at it, you can see the lines. This guy actually, I think he sanded it off or he cut it off with something. And now you do have a bit of copper on that right now, so you got to be a bit careful, which is good there. Okay, now you're going to have lines, you're going to have dots, you're going to have other pieces from different circuit breakers. You're going to have something like this, which of your dots there. See how beautifully circular that is? That's going to be one thing. You're going to have pieces that are already have been hit off with flame and a hammer. That part you can clearly see got hit. Right now, this might have been part of a circuit breaker that got burned or so. Here, we actually have a very good part of it. We can clearly see the brown on that part with the copper, and then that square piece on the top is the silver. Very, very nice piece of what we're looking at right now. We got another piece right here, another rectangular one, which is very, very good. Now, I got to figure out what he did because I'm looking at lines on this like a sander or a scraper. It may have come from a saw of some sort right now. Now, so far what we're looking at is this is amazing. We're going to have a lot of silver in here. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of silver in here and a lot of copper. We want to separate the copper, but keep that because this can be used to actually make brass later with a little bit of tin. And you can definitely get those. Look, what the hell is that? What the hell is this? Ah, interesting. We have a very interesting piece here. Here, this wouldn't be part of a circuit breaker. This part here with the hole in the center, this is cut halfway. And it appears that he actually chipped off piece of the silver. If you can look at that from that angle right there, he sawed this off because this isn't a break by a pliers. He saw this part off there, so piece of the silver is actually missing. So this is done with some type of saw piece. Very interesting, by the way. Haven't seen something like that in a while. So yeah, he might have actually used a saw to cut that off. That might have taken a while. I don't know if he used an electric saw or machine saw, but that is interesting. Have another part here with the actual box silver piece. Very, very good. Very interesting there. Now, I do want to look at this because I know one of you might have pointed this out while you were watching the video right now. This is a piece that does weigh a lot. If you look at this here, I'm going to show this part here. We can clearly make the distinction of copper and then the silver. Now, could we hit this off with a hammer or get inside of there with a chisel? Possibly you could, but I wouldn't risk it, because you might end up coming off the whole thing or even hurting yourself. And these are usually held together with solder. So if you can get this thing hot enough to where it's, get it hot enough to where this is maybe 400 degrees, just inside of some type of hot oven or so, you can definitely end up doing it right now. And then just vibrating all of the pieces off with getting the solder hot, and then just mixing that there with some type of water and moving that. And then you can hand separate the silver from the copper that's here in the brass. All the copper and brass pieces put in, you'll melt them together and make a nice little bar later on. Now, this piece here is very interesting. I've only seen this once in videos. Now, this here, you actually have your silver on top, but it's actually attached to the copper. This might have been something that was actually in heat for a while. This is going to have to get put in acid right now. Now, it appears that we do have, I thought we had a loose piece right there right now. I'm trying to find a loose piece of silver. I might not. Ooh, we got a big piece here. Look at this. This is, come on. This is a very big piece of silver. This is going to be a couple grams right now. I'm telling you that right now. This is probably 5 or 6 grams. Looking at this, if I cut this into pieces and flatten it out with some heat, yeah, this is going to be 5 or 6 grams. This is a very, very nice piece right now. But in order to clearly get that off, we're going to have to use, definitely going to have to use some acid. Now, I'm going to show you one of the things that I hate. You see this? You see this in here? This is a screw, okay? Let me explain something to you guys. When you order things from eBay, like the gold films, I'm gonna give you a perfect example right now, okay? But I want to distract from this for a second, okay? See this? I ordered this from eBay, okay? And inside of it had some screws in it, but the screws were part of the total weight. right? Another example, I ordered this, a lot of these on eBay, and screws came in it. Now, some people, I'm going to explain why. Some people do that in order to add weight to it so they can say, hey, it's a full total three pounds and everything. Please don't do that. Don't there's no reason to end up doing that. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what that is right now. And again, there's only one screw in here, but when I do videos for you guys, okay, there's usually about 20 or 30 screws in there. For those of you who do it, I can't use the screws, okay? Don't do that. Just put the total weight on there so I can do the math myself, all right? There's no reason to put screws in it because people do that because at the same day, they said it's going to be scrap metal. Yeah, scrap metal, but I can't use that. That's going to be like 2 cents a pound right now, and I can't use that, okay? So again, I just wanted to explain that right now. Now here, you do have a flat piece. This would be some sort of trapezoid. And I'm going to flip it over right now. And then you have a dot there. So this is very interesting. But I do like to show this to you guys because a lot of you guys want to see how it looks. You want to see how everything will be. Ooh, look at what we got here. Nice chunk. Nice chunk. Yeah. That would have to definitely go in. So you have stuff like these. To be honest, some people actually like to put these in plastic, put them in plastic Ziploc bags and leave them in like a brick. Some people would like to put these into plastic cases that are see-through, that are square, so it looks like a little silver scrap brick. Again, you can do whatever you want when you buy it. Now, how much did I spend for this? I probably spent maybe about $250 for it or so, $250. Was it worth it? To me, it is, because if I look at this right now and I say, I'm going to divide it by 3. When I divide it by 3, I'm going to get 1 pound of silver. 1 pound of silver is worth about 317 bucks. So I practically made about 60 bucks off of this right now. Now it's going to cost me an acid, sure, but the difference is this is silver I keep that I didn't have to buy without a premium. Okay, and to melt it, I'm not going to end up using the Bunsen burner. I'm going to use an electric heater to actually do that. Another thing is I still got copper in this, and that copper I can sell or even just make a brass bar with, which I'm definitely planning on doing right now. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to go through this and I'm going to look for any screws that are in here because I really hate when people put screws in there. They do that to add to the weight. But for the future, if you guys are watching these videos and you're the ones putting screws in for the weight, you don't have to. Just leave it the way it is, and I'll calculate everything out myself. All right, but this is just beautiful. Looking at this right now, this is one of the joys that we have right now. If I spent 250 bucks on something like this, I would literally leave this open here and just talk about this for the rest of the year, each and every single piece of how much stuff like this absolutely is right now. Like, look at this. This piece here is interesting. Yeah, you bit that off there. But this is beautiful right now. This is absolutely beautiful. And I definitely do love this. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go right now. I'm going to make another video because I actually bought this big kilo thing. Yeah, I know I said kilo. Everyone's like, oh, open that one. I'll do it in another video in like 3 seconds. All right, guys. Put up Sadiva out.